Let us just take a small moment before we begin. Close your eyes if you are in a safe place to do so. Relax your shoulders. Unclench your jaw. Take a deep, slow breath in and gently let it out. Welcome back to our safe space. Welcome to Fluency English Journal. I know exactly why you are here with me today. You are tired. Not just physically tired, but mentally exhausted. You have been carrying a very heavy, invisible backpack for years. Inside this backpack are complicated grammar rules, endless vocabulary lists that you forget the next day, and this overwhelming, suffocating pressure to be absolutely flawless every single time you open your mouth. You sit down at your desk after a long, draining day at work or school. The room is quiet. The sky outside your window is turning dark, and the city lights are coming on. You open your English textbook or your learning app, and you stare at the crowded pages. But instead of feeling excited or curious about a new language, you just feel a deep, heavy exhaustion sitting right in the middle of your chest. You look at the words, and they look back at you like strangers. You might be telling yourself the same painful story over and over again. You tell yourself that maybe your brain is just not made for languages. You truly believe that many people need to move to the UK or America to speak English well. You look at people speaking confidently on social media, and you think you need to live in London, or you need a native speaker sitting next to you every day just to improve. You think you need to lock yourself in a room and study for hours every single night. You believe that you have to wait for the perfect moment, the perfect environment, or the perfect grammar structure in your head to finally start speaking. And because you are always waiting for perfection, you end up freezing. You stay silent. You let the opportunity pass you by. You smile, you nod, but inside you feel frustrated and deeply disappointed with yourself. I see you. I really do. I know that painful, isolating feeling of wanting to express the beautiful, complex thoughts in your mind, but feeling trapped by your own fear of making a small mistake. You treat English like it is a strict, angry judge in a cold courtroom, just waiting for you to say the wrong word so it can punish you. But what if I told you that you have been looking at this completely the wrong way? What if I told you that English should not just be something you do for 30 minutes on a Monday night? Today, we are going to change the rules of the game. We are going to take English out of the stressful classroom and bring it gently into the warmth of your daily life. Over the next few minutes, I want you to listen closely for 3 powerful words that will completely transform your journey. These words are fluently, pronunciation, and self-awareness. We will explore them together very soon, but first, I need to tell you a story. I need to tell you about the time I almost gave up on speaking entirely. Are you still with me? Take another gentle breath. I want to share a piece of my own history with you. A chapter from my life that I do not usually talk about because it still brings back a sting of embarrassment. Years ago, I was exactly where you are right now. I was completely, hopelessly obsessed with being flawless. I had a thick, heavy notebook filled with advanced vocabulary words that I never actually used. I memorized complex grammar rules until my head physically ached. I thought that if I could just build the perfect, mathematically correct sentence in my mind before speaking, I would finally feel confident. One rainy afternoon, I was sitting at a small, crowded cafe. I was feeling quite proud of myself because I had just finished studying a chapter on giving directions. Suddenly, a tourist walked in. He looked tired, very confused, and he walked right up to my table. He asked me for simple directions to the main train station. I knew the answer. The vocabulary was perfectly organized in my brain. I knew the street names and the landmarks. But as I opened my mouth to speak, a wave of panic completely paralyzed me.
My heart hammered loudly against my ribs, echoing in my ears. My throat went completely dry, like sandpaper. I started translating from my native language in my head, but as we know, translation takes time and it slows us down. In my mind, I was arguing with myself. Wait, is it go to the station or go at the station? Did I use the right preposition? I was so terrified of making a tiny mistake that I just pointed my finger nervously down the street, my hand shaking slightly, and mumbled something completely impossible to understand. The tourist smiled awkwardly, whispered a polite thank you, and walked away to ask someone else. I sat there, looking down at my cold coffee, feeling incredibly small and like a complete failure. I realized something very painful that day. I realized that trying to achieve perfection is like wearing a massive, heavy suit of iron armor. You put this cold, shiny metal armor on every morning because you think it will protect you. You think it will shield you from the judgment of other people. You think that if you wear the armor of perfect grammar, no one can ever laugh at you or think you are foolish. But the truth is, the armor is so incredibly heavy, it crushes your shoulders. It makes it impossible to breathe naturally. And worst of all, the armor is so rigid and thick that you cannot even move your arms to hug someone, let alone dance or laugh or have a genuine human connection. You are safe from mistakes, yes, but you are completely trapped, isolated inside your own defense mechanism. That is when I knew I had to make a choice. I realized the core truth. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just has to be practiced. I decided to finally take off that heavy iron armor of perfection and put on the comfortable, everyday clothes of practice. I stopped viewing the language as a rigid school subject. I realized that English should become part of your real, everyday life, just like your morning coffee or your favorite app. When you stop treating it like a test and start treating it like a gentle companion, everything shifts. You don't need perfect grammar, you just need to let the language live with you. When you make this shift, English will not feel like homework, it will feel like breathing. It becomes a quiet friend that walks beside you while you wash the dishes, while you wait for the bus, or while you look up at the morning sky. You are no longer studying, you are simply living. And living is something you already know how to do beautifully. Let that sink in for a moment. You are not a student failing a test. You are a human being learning how to express your soul in a new way.
Now, I want you to take a slow, deep breath with me. Let out all of that heavy expectation we just talked about. Let it completely go. Are you ready to look at this differently? Let us imagine a very simple, everyday scenario. I want you to close your eyes and picture this vividly in your mind. It is tomorrow morning. Your alarm clock rings softly beside your bed. You open your eyes. The world outside your window is still dark, peaceful, and entirely quiet. There are no emails to answer yet. There are no phone calls to make. There is no one demanding your energy or your time. It is just you. You stretch your arms, pull back the heavy, warm blanket, and slowly walk into your kitchen. The floor is a little cold under your bare feet. You turn on the coffee machine. You listen to the gentle, rhythmic bubbling of the water. Slowly, the rich, comforting smell of roasted coffee begins to fill the empty air around you. You pour a cup and wrap both of your hands around the warm ceramic mug, feeling the soothing heat gently transfer into your skin. Usually, in this quiet, solitary moment, your brain wakes up and immediately starts rushing. You start planning the entire day in your native language. You worry about meetings, traffic, and endless tasks. But tomorrow, we are going to do something completely different. Tomorrow, in that safe, quiet kitchen, I want you to try thinking in English. Just one tiny, simple thought at a time. Now, let us pause for a second. Just hearing me say the words, think in English, might make your chest feel suddenly tight.
Your heart might be beating a little fast right now, right? You might feel a familiar wave of anxiety washing over you. You immediately try to construct a massive, complicated sentence in your head. You worry that your grammar is terrible, or that you simply do not know the right vocabulary words to express your morning feelings. You try to translate directly from your native language, but as we know, translation takes so much time and it severely slows us down. Your brain freezes. The panic sets in.
But remember the heavy iron armor of perfection? We left that on the floor. In this kitchen, there are no tests. There are no judges. We are going to start with incredibly small steps. We are going to practice a beautiful, powerful technique called shadowing. Shadowing is not about being smart. It is just about being an echo. You listen to a voice, like mine right now, and you simply repeat the words exactly as you hear them. You do not stop to translate a single word in your mind. You do not analyze the verb tenses. You just copy the sound, the gentle tone, and the calm rhythm of my voice, almost like you're humming along to a peaceful song. Let us try it together, right here, right now, in the absolute safety of this moment. I am going to say a very short sentence. Then I will leave a silence. In that quiet space, I want you to speak out loud. Let your unique voice fill the room. Do not be shy. It is morning. I am still sleepy. The sky is blue. I listen to English every day. I want to speak fluently. Beautiful. You did incredibly well. Take a gentle breath. How did that actually feel? At first, it might feel a little strange or unnatural in your mouth. Your voice might have even been shaking a little bit. That is completely normal and entirely okay. You are waking up tiny muscles that you do not usually use. But if you do this every single day, turning these 5 minutes of your morning into a gentle habit, your speaking will eventually become smoother. You are no longer studying English. You are simply waking up with it. Welcome back to your chair. Take a slow, deep breath in and let it all out. Let your shoulders drop down. Settle into the quiet space around you. Now that we have practiced our morning echo and moved our speaking muscles, I want to take you on a gentle, unhurried tour of the 3 special words I promised you at the very beginning of our time together. We will not look at them like a strict teacher grading a difficult exam. Instead, we will look at them like a good friend examining beautiful, smooth stones found on a quiet beach. The very first word is fluency, or speaking fluently. Many students believe a very painful and scary story about this word. They think fluency means knowing every difficult, complicated word in a heavy dictionary. They think it means speaking incredibly fast and never, ever making a single grammar mistake. But that is simply not true. I want you to think of water in a quiet, beautiful river in the forest. When the water moves smoothly over the rocks, without stopping, without getting stuck in the thick mud, we say it flows. Fluency is exactly like that water. It is the simple, comfortable ability to let your words flow out of your mouth naturally. You might use very basic, simple words. You might hit a rock and make a small mistake, but your thoughts keep moving forward like that gentle river. You do not freeze. You do not get stuck in your own mind trying to build the perfect sentence. You just share your human feelings and let the conversation move. Our second word is pronunciation. This word simply means the way you make the actual sounds of the language. It is how you physically move your mouth, your lips, and your tongue to build each word. I want you to picture pronunciation like playing a beautiful musical instrument, maybe a wooden piano or an old acoustic guitar.
When you practice shadowing, like we just did in the kitchen, you are simply training your physical muscles to play the right notes. And please, listen to me very carefully when I say this. Having good pronunciation does not mean you have to lose your native accent. Your accent is beautiful. It is the rich history of your life. It is the story of your home and the people who love you. Good pronunciation just means playing the notes clearly enough so that the person listening to you can easily understand the music of your words. Our third and final word is self-awareness. This is a beautiful, deeply powerful concept for your daily life. Let us break it into two very simple, easy parts. Self means you. Awareness means noticing, seeing, or paying very close attention to something without looking away. So, self-awareness simply means noticing your own habits, your own emotions, and your own actions. Imagine standing in front of a clear, clean mirror. But this is not a mean mirror that judges you or tells you that you look terrible. It is a gentle, honest, friendly mirror. You can build self-awareness by recording a simple 1-minute voice message on your phone every night before you sleep. Just talk into your phone and say, "Today was busy. I had a good day." When you listen back to your own voice in your quiet bedroom, you will start to notice your own small mistakes. And because you are completely alone, you can gently fix those mistakes the next day without any fear, without any shame, and without anyone laughing at you.
As our time together today slowly and gently comes to an end, I want you to pause for a moment. Look around your room. Notice how calm your shoulders are right now. Notice how your breathing is steady and deep. Notice how the fear has melted away, leaving only peace. This peace, this absolute safety, this is exactly how living with English should feel every single day. Remember our core rule for today, the rule that replaces that heavy iron armor. It does not have to be perfect, it just has to be practiced. You do not need to wait for Monday night to sit at a desk and study for 3 painful hours. You just need to change your phone screen to English so you learn new words every time you unlock it. You just need to write 3 simple sentences in a small notebook before you go to sleep. You just need to whisper to yourself while you are waiting for the bus or pouring your morning coffee. Let this language become a part of who you are, just like the clothes you wear or the songs you love. Do not just study it, live with it. Let it hold your hand through the day. Now, I have a small, gentle challenge for you before we close our journal for the day. I want you to practice taking off that heavy armor of perfection right now. Scroll down to the comments section below. I want you to write 3 very short, simple sentences about your day, and I want you to try using one of our 3 words fluently, pronunciation, or self-awareness. Do not use a dictionary, do not use a translator app, and absolutely do not worry about having perfect grammar. Just leave a small, honest piece of your day right here in our safe space. I read every single one, and I will be looking for yours. Close your eyes one last time. Take one more deep, satisfying breath in, and gently let it out. You showed up today. You faced your heavy fears, you left your armor on the floor, and you chose to grow instead of hide. I am proud of your progress.